Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and hello if you're new. Please don't forget to subscribe by clicking on subscribe below in red, so you can get free videos twice a week, every Tuesday and Friday. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about how to deal with sadness. Okay, so how to work with the sadness, and you can really use those advice for other emotions. So like how to work with fear, how to deal with anger, any emotion that you need to deal with. So this is going to be very helpful for that. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about why sadness comes out, why we will feel sad, or why certain emotion are coming out, and then I will go ahead and jump into 5 ways or 5 advice that I have for you to get out of your emotion, to deal with sadness and any other emotion like fear or anger, etc. So I'm just gonna jump into it. So what I wanted to talk to you about is that when sadness comes, if you know, it's not just comes like that. So what you need to know is that it's an accumulation of feelings or emotions or thought you might had in like a couple days or in the past. Usually it's a lot of time is unconsciously. If you think back into it, you will realize that you probably had certain thought of like so fear, emotion of fear, and anger, emotion of anger. So usually that just starts like that. So you'll start with some emotion of fear, and then it develops into some anger, and then it kind of like accumulates, and then before you realize it, then boom, you have that emotion of sadness that just explode in your face, like you start crying or things like that. So it didn't just happen like that. It's just those other emotions started build up, and a lot of times they haven't been processed or just heard, and then it just accumulates, and fear and anger together just leads to sadness. So that's the first thing to remember. Okay, so when the sadness comes, it's really like a signal from your body saying like, hey, you need to pay attention to all those thoughts you've been having, because now you're not feeling good, you know. So it's very important to know that we always emitting certain thoughts, certain feelings, certain vibration all the time, all day long, and it's very important to really have full consciousness of what we're thinking or what we feel, because if not, you know, we could be feeling negative things throughout the day, and we're sending all those emotions around us or to the universe, and then it will come back to us like that, and it accumulates, and then, you know, will not feel good after a little while. So it's very important to know what you're thinking, take conscious of all that. That's really the first thing. So when the sadness is here, what you have to be careful of is not just avoid it or ignore it. A lot of time, for example, if we feel depressed, if we want to cry because we feel very sad, we want to hide it. We want to like keep it for ourselves. Okay, we want to kind of like be like, oh, I'm gonna stay happy, or I'm stronger than that, I'm not gonna cry, or things like that. Well, the thing you have to be careful with that is, if you can just, you know, let it go just like that and move on, great. But a lot of time it doesn't happen that way. It's just that emotion is still there, it's just buried inside of you. You just buried it in you, in yourself, and then you ignore it, you kind of like reject that emotion, so it's gonna keep growing inside of you, and it's gonna basically create a monster. So that emotion is not going away like that. Okay, and that's why you really don't want to keep it inside of yourself, because it's just gonna build up, until one day it's just gonna explode really bad. And this is really not the best way to deal with it, so I will not advise that. So you want to express it. So if you feel very sad, you want to cry, go ahead, cry, let it go, let it out of yourself, let that emotion come out, okay? And then acknowledge it, you know, acknowledge that you're feeling weak right now, you're feeling, you know, a little bit vulnerable, you're feeling sad, you're pretty feeling hurt because of something. So just acknowledge that feeling, you know, be honest to yourself and really look into it, you know, with the most honest eyes you can, to really accept it. And then, you know, thanks that emotion to be here. And I know it's hard because usually you like hate that emotion, you don't like it when it comes out because you don't want to feel that way, but you have to really acknowledge it and thank it and say thank you, because it comes here to make us work on ourselves. And if that emotion doesn't come, then it's very hard for you to be able to evolve and grow, okay? So it's here to help you, show you a spotlight basically on something you have to work on, okay? And it helps you grow and be a better person. So that's why we're all here. We're all here to grow every day. We learn every day. So so thank you to be here, to help you grow and really accept it and understand the source of that emotion, the nature of that emotion. So whatever happened that, for example, made you sad, let's say that person says something hurtful and made you sad, and oh, well, you're sad because of what they said. Well, a lot of time it's not what they said or what that situation was. What that is just a trigger point. That's just something that just push on the button and then boom, feel sad. But it's really not the main reason. It's not that. It's really just a trigger point, and there's something else that you need to figure out that needs to be worked on. And so what's the source of it? What's the nature of that, okay? So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in my first advice, but really the source and the nature is very important. So also remember that you're not a victim. A lot of time when we are feeling sad, we're gonna kind of blame it on the situation, on people. Well, this person made me cry, or this person hurt me, and this situation. But really, we kind of create our life. We are creators. So just remember that, you know, you're not a victim. You're never a victim. I know you might seem and feel like a victim, but really remember you're not a victim. You know, everything that happened, all the trouble that comes in your life comes from past emotions or past actions, past feelings you might have had, and that just lead to that. So just remember that, and that's very important to stay conscious of what we think and what we do every day, because we don't want this to keep happening. And then, you know, if you don't take full consciousness of it and what the problem, the source of that is, well, the life is going to keep bringing it back to you. So it's going to be like a cycle, and you're going to keep facing the same challenges over and over and over again until you actually really understand it and learn from it, and then we can move on. But if not, it's just going to keep happening. So it's very important to really look into yourself for that. So and yeah, and just, you know, let that emotion get out, because it's a cleaning. It's cleaning your body. It's helping you get better. It's really like, you have to see it like it's like a treatment, okay, to help you get better. So you're just cleaning your body from all those negative emotions, negative vibrations. They just need to come out, so that just go away, and then you can have positive energy coming in. So see it like it's a cleansing or cleaning, getting rid of the bad so the good can come in again. So let's jump into it, the 5 steps So the first thing I will say for advice is really that, so let's say you're very sad, you start crying. Well, you know, keep crying, just let your emotion get out, okay? Get it out of you, and then when that's out, you calm yourself. So hopefully, you know, you're not like in a mall around a ton of people, and you can find some space for yourself. So let's say if you're in your house, what I will do is I go into like for example, like a little space that's calm with nobody around, and I sit on the floor, and you know, I just breathe and try to calm myself. And what I will do is like, okay, I close my eyes, I focus on my breathing, and I put my hands right here on my heart, on the heart chakra. And so I go like this and close my eyes and really breathe and let all that energy go out, and feel the calm in yourself. Okay, so you're really calming yourself. And now what you're doing is you're connecting with yourself. So you're connecting, okay, with your body, you're connecting with your respiration, and you're connecting with your heart. Okay, so I'm connecting with my heart, and then I'm clearing my mind, okay? And all your attention that was up here, you're gonna bring it down to your heart chakra. So bring your attention down to your heart chakra, and when your mind is calm and clear and your attention is right here in your heart chakra, only then you can ask a question to your heart or to your soul, and you can just connect with your soul at that point and ask the question. So like I said, you can ask to your heart or to your soul, same thing, and you ask the questions, you know, why am I feeling this emotion? What's the nature of it? Why is it coming out? Like, what do I need to heal? Okay, what do I need to understand from this sadness? Or what do I need to understand from that emotion? What do I need to work on? Okay, so this is very important to do that when your mind is clear, because you need to hear it from your heart. You don't want to do that when your mind is still agitated, because then it's your mind who's going to reply. Probably it's going to be your ego replying, and it's not going to be the right advice. It's not going to be the best advice, I guarantee you that. So do that when your mind is clear, and talk from your heart, okay? So that's a really good way to do it, and then you're gonna know it's gonna come to you. So what do you need to work on? For example, there are some root causes that I can give you as example. So it could be possession, it could be judgment, it could be injustice, feeling something is not fair. It could be that you know, you feel out of control. So let's take this for an example. So okay, what is it, why is this emotion coming? And then you feel your heart is saying that, oh well, you were really upset because you felt out of control of this situation, really. So then you're like, okay, so what do I need to work on? So the control, what do you need to work on will be letting go. Okay, so then now you know, go from that. So that was what caused the problem. That's what you need to work on, is let it go, let things go, be more relaxed about certain things. Don't try to be in control. So that's just an example of the process. So now you know, you do your process, you see what speaks to you, and then you go from the root cause, and you understand now what you need to work on. Okay, because like I said, it's not just that situation that happened was just a trigger point to something else. Okay, so something deeper, a root cause. So that's where we need to figure out to be able to work on it and then move on. So that was the first advice. Now the second advice, so that's a little bit more difficult when it's still fresh. But you know, you can try, it can work out for you, or if not, you can do it later too, a little bit later, again when you're more calm. Is seeing it from a different view, a different perspective. Try to keep some distance from the situation. When we're feeling very emotional, we like right there in the situation. So try to really take some space, take some distance from that situation, so you can have another look on it. So a good way to do it is, for example, rethink of the situation that trigger your emotion, for example, of sadness or fear or anger, and see that scene like if you're at the theater or if you're watching a movie, and see it now as a spectator. Okay, you see it from an outside point of view. So do that. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is you can again see it like from an outside point of view, or like if you're at the theater but you reverse roles. So now let's say you were feeling like the victim, but let's say the person that hurted you, you're gonna be in your shoes and you're gonna be in the shoes of that person. So you just reverse the roles and replay that in a different perspective, a different point of view of the situation. Okay, so that can be very helpful, especially, you know, if you're good at visualization, at kind of like you know, playing with your mind like that. It can be very helpful. Also remember that, for example, you want to take, and this is a little bit hard, you have to be really in control of your mind for that and your emotion at that point, but it's take the opposite feeling of it. So for example, if you're feeling sad, so what's the opposite of sad? Well, it's going to be joy, it's going to be happiness. Okay, so for example, start trying to feel happy about something, or start smiling, or start, you know, laughing. So you won't be able to do that right away after something happened that trigger you, but you know, like later in the day, just, you know, remember, see it from a different point of view, different perspective, and then just laugh about it. Just, you know, it's all fine. If you're still alive, then you're doing fine. So just think about it that way. Okay, really nothing is as bad as we feel in the moment, and we're gonna laugh about it later. So you can try that. Then I'm gonna jump into the third point about how to, you know, work with your sadness, is to remember that, you know, everything is perfect, everything is here for a reason, and everything is here for a reason to help us grow and be a better version of ourselves. So see it as a little training. It's like a little test or a little training to make you better. Okay, so just see it like that. That's very important, because really it is to help you work on yourself and become better and stronger. So accept, you know, your fear, accept your emotions, and transmute them. So transmute them into what? Transmute it into love and light. So what I mean by that is, for example, let's say I'm in a situation and I feel, oh, something, I just saw something and I feel fear. Well, okay, well, if I'm able right now, like, to feel, okay, oh, I just feel fear, so I'd be able to act on it right now before it grow into more and more and more things. Okay, so if you can catch it right at the beginning and work on it right away, that's really the best way to avoid it build up bigger. But let's say it's okay, I just felt fear. Well, I'm gonna kind of breathe, okay, let it go, and now I'm gonna transmute that feeling of fear into love and light. So what do I mean by transmuting into love and light? So for example, what you want to do, first thing, is send love to yourself, because if you feel fear, anger, sadness, the person that needs the most love in this moment is you. It is yourself. So send love to yourself. That's extremely important. Love and light to yourself. Love is one of the highest energies, so really it's gonna really help. So do that, and then once you do that and you start feeling a little bit more at peace, only then you can send love and light around you, to the people around you, your surroundings, or even then to that situation that trigger you. You just kind of neutralize it by sending love and light, and then that'd be good. But just remember, you have to do it to yourself first, okay? You have to serve yourself first before you can do it around you to others. So that's very important. So the fourth advice I have for this is, when you feel sadness coming up, what you can do to feel better is really like tap on your heart chakra. So your heart chakra is right here, okay? So you will tap, okay? You tap like that for a couple seconds, couple minutes, really until you start feeling better. You start feeling like you calm down. You just tap a little bit. So what does that do? It really helps you bring yourself back into your body, into yourself, into your heart chakra. It helps your soul be really come back here, and your consciousness come back here, so you can leave the mental, okay, that storm up there in your head, and come back in your heart. You can close the eyes too if you want to reconnect with it, and you tap on your heart like that, and that really helps you out. So that's like a kind of like I like to say like an emergency technique. That's very easy to do. You can do that anywhere, and it will really help you calm down. If you want, you can also do like circular motions like this. You can like massage, okay, on your heart chakra, and you massage in circular motion, like if it's a clock, like in clockwise, so like this, okay? So you can massage your heart chakra like this. I actually did a video on how to heal your heart chakra, so that can be also very helpful too, because I talked about that technique, and to do it with essential oil as well. So you can actually work on your heart chakra after you've been into some kind of trauma, sadness, fear, anger, all that. That will really help rebalance it. So that's the tapping technique. Then the fifth things I wanted to give you as an advice is to remember that like darkness, feeds from dividing people and fear, etc. So if you feel depressed or miserable, basically you don't want to be around people. Like I say, you want to take some time for yourself to calm down, but that doesn't mean you have to like stay alone and isolated for a long time either, okay? So you don't want to be really cutting yourself from people for too long, because that just will make things also worse. So really remember that people, I don't know in English, but we say in French, diviser pour mieux régner, which means, and I'm sure you know that expression, it's like dividing people to basically be king or queen. So you know, the darkness will find power by dividing people, because then they can really be strong and really control people. So remember not to stay alone too long. That's very important, guys. And remember to stay united, so like a ball, okay? We are all together, we stay united, and that's where we find our strength and our power. So remember to stay one, stay united, okay? I know if, for example, you've been crying in front of your family, let's say, and you know, you're in your room and calm down and stuff, and then you're gonna come out, and then you feel like they're gonna expect you to still be depressed or crying. Well, you know, take your pride and your ego away a little bit, and just move on. It's okay. You had a breakdown. It's okay. It doesn't mean you have to stay like that all day or all week to prove yourself or prove a point. No, that's just making yourself miserable. Okay, so just move on, you know, and everything will be fine. So remember that love is the most powerful energy. Like on energy scale, fear is at the lowest. Of course, fear, anger, sadness are at the lowest. So when you feel like that, your energy level is pretty low and your vibration is vibrating at a low level. So what you want to do is really vibrate love or have that energy of love. So for example, of course, refine love for yourself. But if that's very hard for you to do at that point, you know, you can find love about things in around you. So let's say if you have paintings that you love, if there's a movie you love, a music you love, if you know it's your dog or your cat, or you know, anything in your life that you can direct that energy of love to, and really rebuild that gratitude for that thing or that person in your life that you love. And that's going to really rebuild your energy level up, okay? And it's going to bring you joy and everything else. So focus on love. And I'm just going to be wrapping up now. So just remember that when that happens, and I'm talking about experience, remember that at the end of the day, it is a choice, okay? So you can choose to be happy or you can choose to be miserable. So you decide, you know, you decide of your life and you decide of what you want to live. So it's okay if you had a down moment and you process it, but it doesn't mean you have to keep that for days or weeks after you process it, you know, because then at that point you just keep making yourself miserable. So what do you choose? Do you choose to be miserable or do you choose to be happy? Well, if you choose to be happy, you know, you in control of that. You make that choice. Nobody can make it for you. So then you really have to just get out of there and get out of, you know, that sadness, that depression, and start reliving your life, being happy, and etc., etc. So remember, you do that choice, and that's very important. We're never a victim of any situation, of any person. We can choose anytime. Everybody in the world always go through difficult moments. Doesn't matter who you are, and almost, you know, it really doesn't matter. Everybody in their life goes through difficult moments, but what makes the biggest difference is how you choose to deal with it, how you choose to live your life, okay? So it's like if you're watching a movie right now and it's a sad movie, you know, with a lot of drama happening, and you can choose, you have the remote in your hands, okay, and you can choose at any moment to switch the channel and watch the other movie on the other channel. That's a happy movie, it's a comedy, it's a very inspiring, beautiful, joyful movie. Okay, so you can choose. You can keep watching the sadness and the drama movie, or you can just zap and just switch the channel and then watch that funny movie, and you can be laughing for the rest of the night, okay? So always remember, you have the choice, guys. Make the best decision for yourself. Work on yourself and everything will be okay. Remember, everything is here for a reason, to make you better, to make you stronger, and you can be a better person. You can grow, and I wish you love and light, and have a great week. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.